Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to learn how to make pakoras. Really easy and fairly quick fritters made with onions and potatoes, but you can switch it up with spinach or whatever you have on hand. So pakoras are a perfect afternoon tea accompaniment, perfect with masala tea or doodh cha. I've linked the recipe for you below for my doodh cha or masala tea. And yeah, you can have them any time of day really, afternoon tea, in the mornings, as a starter to a main meal as well. They're really easy to put together and really, really delicious, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, and one of my favourite deep fried snacks. So let's get started. So here's what we'll need for our pakoras. 2 medium potatoes, which are peeled, and I'll cut them into large but thin slices, which I'll show you in a minute. 2 medium onions, which are peeled, halved and finely sliced. I've got here 2 tablespoons of coriander. This is frozen because I couldn't get any fresh, and 3 green chilies, but you can adjust this according to taste. I've got 1/4 of a ramekin, or I would say about 3 tablespoons of rice flour, and I've got here 2/3 of a cup or ramekin of plain flour. So for the seasoning and spices, I've got 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala, which is mixed whole spices like cumin, coriander, black pepper, that kind of thing. You've got 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, but you can use regular hot chili powder as well, and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. So what I normally do is slice the peeled potato into half, and then I'd slice across again lengthways down this way, and then widthways I'll just make slices, thin slices, like this. It's important to slice everything quite thin, otherwise you'll end up with uncooked bits of potatoes and browned onions, which is not nice. So I'll do the second potato now. So again, slice it across the center, like that. If your potatoes are kind of long, then lengthways, I guess. And then lengthways again, and then widthways into thin slices. So there you go, 2 medium potatoes, which are kind of cut up into large chunks but thin slices. I'm also going to slice the chilies. So again, cut them lengthways, and then widthways, just slice them. Chilies are sliced. Now we're going to mix everything together and start frying our pakoras. So I've got the sliced potatoes and chilies in a bowl. Now I'm going to add the onions. Then the spices. And the salt. And what I'm going to do now is mix all of this by hand. So in terms of figuring out how much potato and onion you need, I usually go by kind of the same amount of potatoes, same amount of onions. So if you're using 2 medium potatoes, use 2 medium onions. It's really nice to have extra onions in this because when they fry up, it becomes really kind of crispy and crunchy, and everybody loves fried onions. Now I'm going to add the flowers. And the chopped coriander. So we're going to mix all of this together. The salt will help release some water from the onions as well, so you kind of know roughly how much water you need once you've mixed this. So Even though I haven't added any kind of liquid to this, the flours have already kind of clung to the potatoes and onions, so we probably won't need very much. But you kind of really need to kind of eyeball this. What I do is add the water a little at a time and add kind of warmish water, kind of a little bit warmer than room temperature. I find that helps it kind of bind it better. So I've got a ramekin of slightly warmer than room temperature water, and what I'm going to do now is add half of this. What we're looking for is a light coating over the potatoes and onions. You don't want to like a really doughy pakora because that's no fun eating. Although some people probably do prefer doughy pakoras, but I think it's always nice when you have a light batter and you can really kind of taste the vegetables and onions in this. I've added just under half, so I'm going to add a little splash more. So I'd say I've used probably about 60% of this ramekin. So when you measure the flour and the water, use the same cup. It's come together really well. So you can see this is the kind of consistency we're looking for. You can still see the vegetables in this, the potatoes and the onions, and there's kind of like a light coating, but not kind of really gloopy or anything. So even if you hold a clump together, it won't necessarily stay together, but that's okay because once you drop this in the oil, kind of clump it up and drop it in the oil, it'll fry up really nicely. So I've got a cast iron karai over medium-high heat. This is great for frying and I use it for practically everything. If you don't have one of these, feel free to use a regular frying pan which is quite deep. So I've added about 2 inches of oil to this pan, which I'm going to let heat up, and once it's very hot, I'm going to start adding our pakoras. It's useful to have a slotted spoon to remove your pakoras, and what I also find helpful is a little fork to turn them over. The oil has been heating for about a minute, so we're going to drop handfuls of pakora batter into the oil, or a tablespoon worth. Don't crowd the pan too much, so I'm used to doing this, so about 6 or 7 is fine. But if you're just starting out, then just do maybe 4 or 5 at a time, depending on your pan, of course. So immediately after dropping the handfuls of spoonfuls of batter into the oil, drop the heat to low, and we need to cook them for about 3 minutes or so, turning them once or twice as we go. They've cooked for a minute on one side. I've just turned them over and we're going to cook them for another minute on this side and then do a final turn. What I find is really nice is when you drop the batter by hand, they're kind of less uniform, and so you get all these kind of crispy edges which are really delicious to eat. Now I'm going to cook them for another minute, so in total 3 minutes. But depending on your pakoras, you may need an extra minute or so, but you'll see them kind of becoming deep golden. That's when you know you need to take them out. Look how amazing these look. They're almost done. They've turned kind of like a deep golden. Obviously we put some turmeric and chili in there, so some of the colours from that. But you'll see from the onions that they'll have crisped up on the sides as well. Pakoras are ready, so I'm going to take them out. If you've got any crumbs hanging around the oil, then remove them, otherwise they'll burn for the next batch. So now we're going to do the next batch. Again, drop in handfuls of the batter. So again, we're going to cook them for a minute and then turn them over and cook them for a further minute and turn them over again. And here are some freshly fried ones. Look how amazing they look. And I'll give you another closer look at the batter. You can see the batter is very loosely coating the onions and the potatoes. A delicious batch of potato and onion pakoras. Don't they look amazing? Now I'm going to dish them up and I'll tell you what they taste like. So guys, there you have it, my really easy aloo pakoras or potato and onion fritters. So I'm going to give it a try now. I've got some hot sauce here, which you can serve it with, or serve it with ketchup, mayo, anything. But I just like to eat mine plain, so I'm going to give one a try and let you know what I think. So let's pick one up here, I'll put this down. You can hear the crunch. The potatoes are nicely soft inside, the onions are caramelized, there's light spicing, it's not too hot, it's so delicious. So guys, if you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, and do check out my cookbook, Brick Lane Cookbook, for more easy recipes, which is linked below, and I shall see you next time.